So I have to do chores today. So today will be chores day. But before we got too far away from the Kamala Harris interview on CNN, I definitely wanted to talk about it. I'm going to put a clip of the parts that I am referring to at the bottom of this video. I don't have all my video equipment, so I can't necessarily do the entire get up, but I did want to talk about it. Um, Watching Kamala Harris and her comfort animal, Tim Wallace, on CNN makes me realize why it took so long for them to do interviews. She is not the most, I don't know the word for it. She comes across as condescending when she gives some of her answers. It sounds like she's bothered by the fact that you're questioning her on it. Also, one of the other things that jump out, Kamala Harris effectively repudiated everything that she said that she was running with when she was in the primaries. I mean, if you remember in the primaries, she sheepishly said she was for Medicare for all, even though nobody believed she was for Medicare for all. She mentioned she was closing detention centers on day one. Fracking, apparently she was against fracking. And in that interview, she effectively said, look, my values haven't really changed. Okay, so her values haven't really changed, but she basically repudiated everything that she said when she was in the Democratic primary. So fracking, yes, she's for it. When it came down to Medicare for all, of course, she's now against it. And there was one other one that she was. What it boils down to this: Kamala Harris is effectively saying, look, I said what I needed to say in the primaries because I was trying to con lefties. And then at the point where lefties were sufficiently conned and I got through the primaries, then I would resume my regular position, which is the positions that I have now. Are you not all entertained? My name is Kamala Harris. This goes into this notion that I pointed out before, that the attack line against Kamala Harris was that she was a weather vane. Not about her being black and all of this other nonsense. It was that she was a weather vane. She said whatever she had to say to get from point A to point B purely for the reasons of political expedience. On top of that, and the thing that I guess I want to focus on more than anything else, the question of Gaza and arming Gaza. Her argument on basically, look, we're going to allow Israel, or we're not going to stop Israel from defending itself. Israel is moving through the West Bank. Hamas is not in the West Bank. They're just doing a land grab. They have killed, murdered 17,000. That's on the low end. The Lancet number is over 100,000. They have slaughtered 20,000 children. And Kamala Harris's thing is, yeah, this is called self-defense. And then she would bring up October 7th as if that is somehow justification. What I don't think they get is that if October 7th is a justification for Israel to kill 40,000 human beings, or if you go to the Lancet number of 100,000 human beings, okay, for the last 50 years where Israel has brutally subjugated, murdered, and at this point clearly raped the Palestinian population, has stolen and expropriated their land. Okay, so what is that worth? Is that not worth October 7th under the logic to which they are basically saying that Israel can do whatever it wants? I mean, they need to be very careful with these arguments. Israel makes the argument that if one Palestinian, one Hamas dog catcher is in an apartment building, then they can literally blow up an entire apartment building. Okay, so if one IDF soldier is in a building, are you telling me that a suicide bomber can go and blow up the entire building, killing 100 people to get that one guy? These are very dicey arguments that they're making in order to justify a genocide. And yes, Kamala Harris, who effectively said, I'm not changing any of these policies. Also, this idea of move forward is weird. Move forward from what? You are currently the vice president of the United States. And I've yet to hear policy that she has articulated that is all that much different from what Joe Biden wanted to do. So move forward from what? Turning the page on what? You are currently the vice president. It is problematic to me to make the argument that you should support a party that is doing genocide. If you are telling me that if Hitler passed Medicare for all, but was still doing a genocide, that's somehow okay, you're out of your mind. And Kamala Harris is not even offering Medicare for all. I'm saying that it should be a red line that any political party is willing to back up a murderous regime that literally gets caught raping Palestinians on air. Meaning they played it on air. And when it was litigated in the public agreed that the rape should be okay. I mean, that's pretty outrageous. We are supporting their efforts to steal land in the West Bank, just like we are supporting their efforts to steal land at this point, occupy Gaza. This is what we in this country are doing. This is what our tax dollars are going towards. And Kamala Harris, they're doing prayers in the background. Kamala Harris is going to give cover to it every bit as much as Joe Biden is giving cover to it now. I'm saying that's a fail. And it should be a fail for anybody. I mean, it boils down to this. Some people will make the argument that, well, what do you think Trump is going to do? And as I keep pointing out, it kind of doesn't matter. Do you want both political parties to be pro-genocide parties? Yeah or nay? And if you're willing to basically put somebody in office knowing full well that they're saying, yes, we are going to back this genocide to the hilt. Yes, we're not going to do anything to change it. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Then what are you co-signing? You're basically saying this is okay, that a political party in the United States, a Democratic Party, no less, where the majority of the people at the very least acknowledge that they are murdering people en masse, that despite that acknowledgement, that they can still get elected. Is that really the standard that you want to set for your party? Is that really okay? I'm going to end it here. The prayers are interceding. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks all.